Whalar, Adweek's 2022 Creator Agency of the Year.
Everything is better with creators, the podcast that takes a deep dive into all things creator economy. Produced and presented by Whalar. Whalar, we power the creator economy. With your hosts Ashley Rudder, Emma Harmon, Jamie Goodfriend, and Marco Bertozzi.
I am the creator. And this is fresh.
Hey everyone, welcome to this episode of Everything is Better with Creators. I'm Ashley Rudder, your guide to all things happening in the creator economy. Every week, myself or my colleagues, Emma Harmon, Marco Bertozzi, or Jamie Goodfriend will be hosting this podcast. We are especially excited to catch up with Pelé Newell, a fashion video creator based in London. Pelé's TikTok channel is known for its awesome photography, next level editing, and graphics that go well beyond the norm for fashion bloggers. To date, he has collaborated with some of the biggest names in fashion, including Nike, yes, I said it, Nike, Converse, and Hugo Boss. And get this, one of his TikToks went so massively viral that it garnered 25 million views in a single 24-hour period. Yeah, that's right. 25 million in a day. So let's roll that interview.
And now it's time to bring up the headliner of the evening. Very special. Please welcome to the stage
The Big Interview. Everything is better with creators.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Everything is Better with Creators.
Hello.
Hey, we're here. We're here
What
with
is good?
Pelé. I'm so excited that you're here.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here, excited to be with you, and I can't wait to start this good discussion.
Seriously, we're about to go in because we are at Cannes, and we're just going to explore all of the things about you, about this experience here, about our takeaways, and just really helping educate our audience on some of the utmost thoughts of what's happening here right now. And because creators are very top of mind. So
Yeah.
let's get into it. Are you ready?
I am more than ready.
Let's
go.
do it. All right. So what I will say, I'll start with this. So as the head of creators, I lead a team of social anthropologists for Whalar, and we leverage our proprietary tech as well as scour every platform for exceptional talent and brilliant storytellers. And through that work, we are constantly discovering this vast skill set that all of you have as creators. And it blows my mind all of the time. And I would love for you to share what your capabilities are and how you see the future of how you want to leverage those things for brands. And since you are a brand.
Wow, that is a good question. It's a big question.
It's a big question.
It's a big question right off the bat. I think coming here and experiencing it with you guys, with Whalar and the rest of the creators, it's very interesting to see how everyone is a brand.
Right.
You know, everyone has a name. Everyone knows who they are in this industry, what they want to do.
Yes, who they're targeting.
Who their community is.
Yes.
And for me, it's making sure that I continue on that path and be on that path, be as authentic as I can, and staying true to me. And I think what was interesting during this week was, you know, we have so many creators with us that are completely different. You have creators that just use their phone. You have creators that are mainly on other platforms like YouTube or TikTok. And it was important for me to realize that I need to stick to what I'm interested in, what I
Yes.
love.
So you don't have to be all the things to all the people, right?
Right. And I think that's important. And even though you can tap into different things and tap into different areas and different platforms, I think it's just important to be true to you. And because there are people that are doing those kind of things on different platforms.
Right.
And there are other people out there. And I think what was an interesting conversation that I had with you, Ashley, was that
I'm like, tell me. Well, we have had so many great conversations about
there is space for everyone.
Right.
So if I feel like a creator is on a certain platform and I'm like, oh no, I need to be on that. Do I necessarily need to be on that? Or do I just continue doing what I'm doing, and then when I'm ready and when I feel like it's right,
Right.
That's when I go on to and do those things. And so for me, how do I leverage my brand? I would say is to continue pursuing the stuff that I want to do, is to be different and to be as unique as possible. So with me and my brand, I try and elevate my TikToks, my social media videos. So a lot of the time, creators will use phones, etc. And I would try and see what I can do differently.
Yeah, because you have like this crazy skill set. Like, guys, if you don't know, like Pelé's like a full-blown director. He is out here doing visual effects. He is out here like really taking it off of his phone and really applying his like really core skill set of design into his TikToks. Like, but please expand more. I don't want to take it away. I'm just so hyped for you because I just love your content so much.
Yes, I'm loving the hype for me. She's got my back.
I do.
So yeah, like you say, you know, I come from a more professional background. So I went into motion graphics. I studied graphic design in college and uni, and but I really wanted to be actually an animator.
Yes,
so like a
really?
Disney animator.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you were just ready to be like Pixar down.
I was ready
to create this new characters and tell the stories through animation.
Exactly. I was like,
amazing.
Disney, give me a call. I'm ready.
Are you hearing that? We're just putting that out there right now.
But then don't put it out there too soon, because then I realized how much like effort animation was, like as in
Time
more
consuming.
old school animation, more frame by frame animation.
Yes.
And you know,
process.
the process of it. And I just think like, okay, maybe that's not for me. So I steered more into motion graphics, and that was something that I loved. It was something that I really, really, truly loved. And I knew graphic design, I needed an eye for it. And I didn't quite have that eye right at that time. So I leaned onto motion graphic design, and it just spoke to me. And basically, cut a long story short, I became a motion graphic designer. I then moved on to more art direction. So I would work within the industry as an art director and a motion graphic designer. And what's interesting is that I've used those skills now and use those in order to help with my content creation. So now brands can see, oh, wait, this creator is actually quite professional, because we get
because you
get
are
slack
right.
sometimes as creators, as
Definitely.
content creators, as influencers, that like, are you really professional? Like,
Yeah, there's a stigma for sure.
There's a stigma there, and we're trying to shift that stigma. And for me, it's important to show these brands and tell them, look, I can do what your team is doing by myself, and I can make it better for your social media, and I can make it for your social media. So rather than just having a television commercial, I can actually use my skills and make it work for TikTok, make it work for Meta, and all of that, all of the above. So yeah, that's where I want to take my brand and just really tell brands how you can elevate your work and make it work for social media.
I'm seeing the vision there, because it sounds like obviously you could shoot the commercial and you're going to shoot the social. And it comes full circle, because that's like how brands need to see creators, is that through their strategy, creators can be punctuated throughout. Like, it doesn't just have to be about that the platform.
Right. There's
so much more that creators need to be in the mix, so that you can really see and make it snappy and make it relevant and do all of these things that will catch nuances that a lot of classically trained, very straightforward creatives that work for agencies or what have you, who may not be deeply entrenched in social, might miss. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Exactly. For me, it's being that bridge. You know, it's like, these brands have got these amazing television commercials. They're absolutely stunning, but they're not working on social media. Mm-hmm. So how can we take that television commercial or create a completely different concept,
right,
but it still ties in with the television commercial and make it work for social media? And that's where I'm trying to go into that space with brands and making them more aware that, like, this is where you need to go. This is how you are now selling your brand, because we know social media is the biggest seller.
Yes, it is.
And in order to do that, have elevated content on social media.
Absolutely. I'm loving that. I'm loving this conversation. Are you marketers? Are you hearing this? We are ready to get Pelé in to the boardroom. You're knocking on the creator door, your creatives door. You're ready to talk to the marketers. Like, you're ready to help creative teams. And I'm really seeing that for sure in your future. So I would love to know, because you're busy. You are so busy.
Booked and busy.
Booked and busy. Can you share what you're currently working on? But you know what? Actually, I'm going to stop before we get to that. And please do not be shy, because I want to hear, who are you? Who have you worked with? Because I want everyone, our listeners, to know exactly what type of brands you've been working with. And then I want to hear about what else is happening.
Okay. I actually had to say that because she knows that I don't like name dropping.
No, you don't. But stop it. They need to know, because I want them to really kind of understand exactly what stylistically you're into, and also the level. Because I'm here to say, like, this isn't just basic stuff that you're working on. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, I'm here to hype you up. So tell them.
So I'm working with high fashion brands. Brands that are in the food industry. I would need some names, don't worry. And I'm working with like electronic brands. So I'm working with brands like Hugo, with Boss, in terms of like fashion labels. Mm-hmm. I'm working with drinks companies like Pepsi and Rockstar. Electronic companies. No big deal, Pepsi. Electronic companies like Samsung and Google. Major. And that's within a breadth of working behind the camera and also in front of the camera. So they include, actually, a good story is I started on a Boss campaign and was their influencer at the start. Okay. So I was the one in front of the camera selling their product.
Got it.
So I'm there wearing my latest, fall winter 21.
Loving it.
Yeah, and showing my audience, you gotta buy this in my way, and it's just funny that my content actually reached to a certain section of Boss, and they were like, actually, hang on a minute, can we work with you behind the camera? And it's just funny how now brands are looking for content creators in order to work for them behind the camera, or to work with them for the concepts.
Exactly.
It doesn't necessarily mean I have to work behind the camera necessarily. It means I can be in the boardroom and helping them with the concepts.
Yes.
I could help with their production. I could help with art direction, etc. So it is just interesting how you can use your content creation skills as well and do a whole 180 and come back to more of the professional side.
Right.
I shouldn't say professional, but more of the industry side of things. Uh-huh. Yes, exactly. So those are the kind of brands. I mean, even like Tinder, the dating app. I've worked with Tinder.
So cool.
So things like that. But I mean, we're in Spotify. So I need to say some names in the music industry.
Sure, because you definitely have them on your resume, so why not drop it?
So I've worked with artists like Ed Sheeran, which I will add.
Again, no big deal.
Is amazing. He is phenomenal.
He seems like he would be.
A great guy and so down to earth. And that's what you need when you're working with artists and brands. And Ed has his brand himself. Yes. He is the brand.
He is.
So it's my brand coming to Ed's brand and seeing how we can create together. So people like Ed Sheeran. I've worked with people like Future, who is a huge name.
Wow.
And the funny story is that Future was doing a campaign with a fashion label. Okay. So they're almost intertwining there, where I'm mixing the music with the fashion label and creating content for them. And then I've got some more in the pipeline.
Secret things going on.
I've signed some NDAs that I can't say.
Well, I will be right here on the edge of my seat waiting for you to drop these new assets into the platforms and seeing what kind of creative you're bringing forward. I can't wait to see who you're working with. That sounds so major. One second here. Where am I? So let's deep dive into this piece, because again, you have so many great collaborations. I watched your Nike content, and I love that you posted twice. And it all came because your community was loving your first post, and then because your community is full of active creatives, they were like, oh no, we want to hear this particular sound on top of that. Like, do you feel like that is changing how you interact on the platform?
100%.
That new capability, like this like community collaborative asset creation moment?
100%. And, you know, here at Cannes, we've been talking about that all week of how important it is to build your community. And I started building my community in more the industry, you know, so I started off with getting photographers on board, motion graphic designers, editors, my kind of people that I was doing,
yes,
and all the things that I was doing with my skill set. So yeah, I started building that community without even realizing. People were like, oh wait, I love your work, let me follow you. And without realizing, I was actually getting creatives that were similar to me, and they were starting to follow me. And like you say, I posted a video with Nike, and Nike sent me some trainers, and well, I should say Nike, sorry. Nike sent me some trainers.
You're good. It's global.
Don't want to get cancelled with Nike. So Nike sent me some trainers, and they were like, you know what, do whatever you want with them. And it was a collaboration with TikTok.
That's awesome.
And so I was like, you know what, I'm going to do whatever I want with them. I'm going to build you a commercial that is very social friendly, that is just the work that I do, and hopefully they'll love it. And that's what I said to them. I was like, I hope you love it. So I did that, and it was just funny how my community, my followers, actually commented on that video, and they were saying there's a trend going on now with this track, with this song, and we know TikTok is very heavily inspired and based on tracks and music.
Yes, it is.
Trends are formed because of music on TikTok, and so they were like, Pelé, why don't you try and re-edit it to this track? And I looked at one specific comment, and I was like, you know what? I can see it working. So what I did was I used the same footage. I edited it again towards that track, because we know, you know, if you change the track, you're going to have to re-edit the whole thing.
Right, yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's like no small feat.
Yeah, exactly. And so I did that. And the funny thing is that video did better than my original video.
Wow.
Exactly. So it was a crazy thing of like how my community were like commenting on my stuff.
Right.
But actually helping me.
Yes.
You know, they weren't hindering me. They weren't saying anything bad. They were just saying, look, Pelé, you should jump on this trend. Like, do it. Yeah. It will help you.
Yes, yes.
And so I did it, listened to them, and then I posted it. And I think what's important as well is the fact that I listen to my community. I listen to my followers. And I think that's what brands and that's what content creators have to do. You have to listen to the people that are following you, that the people that are inspired by you, because then they feel like they're a part of a family, and they feel like they are part of something more and bigger.
I think that what you just dropped a huge gem, because brands, are you listening, brands, marketers out there? Again, this hyper responsive, community based, collaborative asset creation is so important. And again, unless you have a brand that has an internal team that's ready to activate at the drop of a hat when these trends are popping off, you're going to miss the bus. Or if you don't have active community management and someone's not paying attention to the comment section, you could be missing out on a really incredible opportunity to make a connection and double down on some of the things that you already have.
Right. Exactly.
I mean, and honestly, Nike totally scored because you posted twice and didn't expect to. But again, you're also here for that interchange. You are also here to listen to your community, and you're like, challenge accepted. Okay, I see that. That's inspiring me. Let's do it.
Exactly.
I just think that's so dope.
That is actually a good point to touch on, is that like my community inspired me to do that. I would have never posted that. And it was just crazy how I just got up and did it, you know, because I listened to them and I was inspired by them. And that's a very good thing to take away as well.
I love it. I'm loving this chat. And I mean, hold on, we have to like take a moment, because we are in Cannes.
Yep.
We are in this gorgeous Spotify podcast space. Like, look at this.
You should see it, guys. We're going to post some photos.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we are. I mean, wow. So like, we need to backtrack just a little bit and let them know where we are. We're in Cannes, everyone. Mm-hmm. We are here at the Cannes Creative Festival, and this is the pinnacle of advertising and creativity and strategy. So what have you been up to? What have you been doing? Tell the people like what your activities have been, and what were your first impressions when you got here?
It's my first time at Cannes.
Absolutely
love it.
Same, yes.
Absolutely love it. It's been phenomenal. And I will add, coming here with the amazing team of Whalar has been so great. You guys are phenomenal. You're so professional, but at the same time, you're just you're a family that get on well with each other, and it's so easy.
We love each other. It's true.
It's so easy, and that's why it's been so easy for us content creators to just come here and do what we do and work alongside you guys and to spread the news of how great content creation is with content creators. So, yeah, I've been on panels talking about diversity, building your community, how important that is, how important it is for brands to listen to their own creators and, you know, and actually just let go, for brands to just let go a little bit, especially with social media, of how they should just listen to how that influencer, how that content creator is speaking to their audience and and give them just trust them with that.
Absolutely.
We've been talking about how to get content creators in at the door straight away, you know, from the get-go, from the start, make them feel like they're part of the family, they're part of the brand. And that's going to be important for sales as well, for the brand. The content creator is going to see, you know, I really love this brand. They've taken their time out to introduce me to their facility, their family. And I feel like I'm a part of something now, a part of something bigger.
That's awesome. We can cut for 2 seconds. This one's more just like, you know, like a general summary of like, you know, we start with panels, then like, you know, I'm on a panel, then I go look at a panel, then there's parties, then there's this, you know, just kind of a little overview of the experience a little bit.
Yeah, there we go. Because I knew I was like going off and I was like,
all
1 minute,
good.
what was the question again?
All good.
And cut. Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going again. So yeah, first time at Cannes, it's been absolutely amazing and phenomenal. And being here with Whalar has been incredible. You guys are amazing. And what we've been doing is talking and spread about the good news on how content creation and content creators are really important in this social media space,
right,
to sell your brand and to work alongside brands. But along with that, we've been going to things like parties, VIP parties, but also networking within these parties. It is very important.
Yeah,
it is very important.
Absolutely. I mean, it is tons like of the world's best creatives, best brands, all here to like view the work and win awards. And so, yeah, you're amongst the best of the best. So as you're enjoying a concert, you're rubbing elbows with some of the best in the business.
Best, exactly. And you just don't know who you're going to bump into. That is the mad thing. You know, you start talking to someone and the next minute, you know, they're the CEO of a certain brand. You're like, wow,
right.
I did not know that.
Rocking out, right.
And the next minute, you know, you're creating a relationship with them. So we've been doing talks on how important it is for brands to listen, to build a community, for diversity within those brands, but not just for the side in front of the camera, but also behind the camera and the boardrooms, and how important that is for brands to make sure that they are inclusive and have everyone involved that needs to be involved. And not just for the time, but for the long run.
Yes, that consistency is so important. And that, like you said, building those relationships over time with creators is something that we're trying to have a deep narrative about. So with that being said, you know, you have been attending, you've been on panels. Hold on. Right. So, yeah. So you've contributed to and you've listened to a lot of panels while we've been here. And there's been much discussion, like you said, around creators and how to harness and evolve their impact on the industry. Are there any narratives that you heard that you want to like double down on or that you want to correct even? I know that's a little bit of a...
Yeah. I mean, it's important to talk about it because I also believe that getting comfortable about being uncomfortable is important.
Yes.
And so if a brand can get comfortable about being uncomfortable of talking about things that aren't correct, I think that's really important. And it just shows growth. Here at Cannes, this whole week, we've been talking about diversity and how important it is to make sure that you are targeting the right audience and making sure the people in front of the camera are the right people that are selling the product. But for me, I think it's so important to make sure the people behind the camera, the people that are in those boardrooms, the people that are leading that campaign, are the people that should be behind the camera. They're the ones, you know, if you are selling a product about disability, is there anyone in that team, or is the whole team actually a team that consists of disabled people? it's just an interesting conversation to have. And I think
Definitely.
I think it's really important. And for me personally, the way that I want to take things is I'm actually building a collective myself.
Amazing.
Where we are people of color, we are people that are a minority, but also people, also women in the industry. I feel like women are not put at the forefront, and I know I'm not a woman myself, but I definitely relate to the people of color and a black man and a black queer man, and we just aren't put at the forefront of these campaigns. It's so important to put us behind that camera, in those boardrooms, in those meetings, from the get-go at the start, to tell our story properly. Because there's nothing less authentic than for someone that is not of that community trying to sell that and trying to give us that story.
Yeah, control the narrative around that community. Yeah, it's not the way to go, because something's going to be missing.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, they need the nuance. They need to really have that eye, and you can't get there without having people on the creative team behind the camera that are watching out for all of those things.
Exactly. And like, you know, you see campaigns and you see the models. I'm using fashion for an example. You see the models, you see the people in front of the camera, and you're like, oh wow, this brand is so inclusive. They've got everyone in part of this campaign. But actually, unless you're in the room, you realize how little people, how many people they don't have that are important, that need to be there behind the camera from the get-go.
So good. So good. It's so important. I hope everyone's listening to this, because I'm telling you, especially for brand marketers who are trying to reach Gen Z, it becomes abundantly clear when the team isn't diverse. Mm-hmm. It becomes very clear. And that is, you know, again, why you don't want to have a crisis that you're trying to navigate around because you messed up, and now the communities are out there, you know, trying to cancel brands and cancel campaigns. You don't have time for that. You need to make sure it's nuanced. You need to have a diverse team. So like, just do the right thing, because I do believe that if you do good, again, like by offering opportunities to all, like brands will be good in terms of what they're trying to accomplish. So
yeah, this is business, and you don't want to tarnish your business.
No.
You want to be as real as possible, and so you've got to do that from the get-go, and I think brands should start really focusing on that and honing in on that.
So let's talk future. I want to hear all the things. Like, you cannot leave an experience like Cannes and not have takeaways and inspiration and be so totally supercharged on the way back home. So what are you ready to do creatively now that you've been here?
Oof, I'm ready to take all the inspiration that I've got from this week and take it home. And to, you know, I started this already. I started to build a collective of creators that are more on the professional side, but also have that content creation skill set.
Right.
And I'm ready to really go home now and, you know, get them together and make more of a team. And I think that's really important. And to be in those doors and to not be scared of saying it to brands. You know, I've met people, I've met CEOs, and now I know that they're here. They're just people at the end of the day.
Yes.
Brands are people are brands. And, you know, to have those conversations that we've had this week, it just shows these conversations need to be had and how easy it actually is to be had.
Yes.
You can contact someone and it's completely fine. And I think we sometimes get caught up of how high up some brands are.
Right.
And you might feel like, oh, hang on a minute, I'm only little old me trying to change this industry, or trying to tell a big brand like, oh, maybe you should be doing this. But Cannes itself has given me the confidence and realized that this conversation is really important because it's not being talked about enough, or nothing's been done about it, should I say.
Yes.
And so it's only going to happen if me and other people like me and like-minded are doing that and having those conversations with brands. And I think that's what I'm going to take from it this week, is just to knock on some doors and be like, guys, let's evaluate here and let's change things up.
I love it. You better knock on those doors, Pelé. I'm telling you, like, 'cause this is it. This is the moment is yours. And this really talks about how social media, the internet, all of this digital landscape is democratizing the industry. It is providing space for people who have in the past been blocked from these experiences and who haven't had access and hadn't had exposure to creative conversations and business and all of these things put together. And the fact that social is doing this, the fact that you took your skills and put them on a platform and look at you now, I am just so excited to see what happens next.
Yeah.
It's going to be so major, so major.
Exactly.
And for all of you marketers that are listening, if I were you, I'd get creators off of your mood boards and into your boardrooms,
Right.
like we've been talking about today, and evolve your partnerships with a brand-to-brand mentality when you're talking with your creators so that you can make sure that you're bringing the absolute best to your consumers. That's what these creators are bringing to you.
We hope you've enjoyed what you've heard and will come along with us as we navigate this journey to the promised land of the creator economy. Make sure to subscribe or follow our show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, or wherever you like to listen to audio. And of course, we'd love a rating and review if you get the opportunity. And special thanks to Pelé for joining us. Make sure to check out more from Whalar and all things at the intersection of a talent network, brand partnerships, technology, and creativity at whalar.com. And follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn to get tapped into our community. For Everything is Better with Creators, I'm Ashley Rudder. We'll catch you next time.
You see, I am the creator.
Everything is Better with Creators is produced by Whalar. Whalar, we power the creator economy. Learn more at whalar.com.
Whalar, Adweek's 2022 Creator Agency of the Year.